Welcome back, dear students. We were discussing on stains and dyes. So we have discussed on what are the stains or dyes. So what are the components of stains? So what is the definition of stains? And what are the different methods of stains we have discussed. So now let us discuss on different methods of stain. So in staining, before doing any stain, we need to mount the bacterial cultures on the slide. So the mounting or placing the bacterial cells on the slide is called as a bacterial smear preparation. Okay, so first we will discuss how we can prepare the bacterial smear on the slide. So smear is a distribution of bacterial cell on a slide for the purpose of viewing them or for the purpose of coloring them with the objective of viewing them under microscope. So method. Aseptically, a small sample of culture is spread over a slide surface. This is then allowed to air dry. So then it is heat fixed to help the cells adhere to the slide surface, and this smear will be ready by this time. So we'll see with the pictures. So initially, what you have to do is you have to take a clean slide. So if there is a grease or a dirt on the slide, you have to wash that one. So then you have to remove the moisture by blotting paper or by heating in a Bunsen burner. So once it cools, you mark the upper surface of the slide so that you should know which is upper surface and which is the lower surface. So you write with such a letter that if you reverse that, you should be able to know that it is reversed. So in next, so you should take a distilled water and a bacterial culture and a sterile inoculation loop, either disposable or a metal loop. So with the help of inoculation loop, after sterilizing the inoculation loop, take a drop of distilled water and place it in the center of a slide. So like this, we have placed a drop of sterile water in the center of the slide. So now, with the help of inoculation loop, so you take a little bit of bacterial culture from a bacterial culture plate. You just touch the plate, you will get enough inoculum. So, and you mix that culture with a drop of water that is placed on the slide. So you thoroughly mix it and spread it entire of the 50% of the slides area. So you can spread the culture. So after spreading, allow the culture to dry, air dry. So now you can see the spread area, it is drying. So you can also dry this smear by moving the slide in the air. So after that, just pass over. Just by holding this slide in one hand, pass it on a Bunsen burner or a flame in a spirit lamp or on a Bunsen burner. 3 to 4 times, just pass it. You should not heat it, just pass it and allow it to dry. So now we will get a dried smear of a bacterial culture. So this is the procedure of preparation of a bacterial smear. So this needs to be prepared before staining the culture with any type of stains. Okay. So next is we will understand how to do a simple staining. Simple staining is so nothing but staining the bacterial cell with a one type of color or one type of stain. So before doing simple stain also, we have to do a bacterial smear preparation by putting a drop of water on the slide. So then taking a bacterial culture, mixing it, spreading it on a slide, air drying and passing over a Bunsen burner or a flame for 3 to 5 times and drying. So the heat fixation, what heat fixation will do is, so while doing heat fixation, so the bacterial cultures what are there on the slide, so they will tightly adhere to the slides so that when you are washing the excess stain, so they will not get washed away. So the purpose of heat fixation is to fix the bacterial cell so tightly onto the slide so that if you wash the excess stain, so the bacterial should not wash away. That's the purpose of heat fixation. Now, we will study the method of simple staining. So in simple staining, as I said earlier, we will stain with a single stain. The purpose of simple stain is just to visualize the shape of the bacterial cell and arrangement of cells. So here, apart from studying the shape and arrangement of cells, we can also measure the length and width or size of the bacterial cell. So here, you know that bacterial cells are negatively charged. So you can use any basic stains like crystal violet, saffronine, methylene blue, any basic stain to stain the bacteria in simple staining. Here only the cell wall is stained. Whatever the cationic or basic stains which you color, so they will go and adhere to the cell wall and cell wall get colored. So to see the simple staining procedure, so take a clean slide, wash it, mark it, which is top. So add one loophole of sample onto the glass slide. It is a broth culture. You can directly add the loophole of culture. So if you are taking the culture from the Petri plate, put a drop of water first, then take the culture and mix it and spread it. Allow it to air dry, then heat fix it by passing the slide on the flame for 4 to 5 minutes and flood with any basic stain. Flood with any basic stain, leave it for 1 minute. So then wash the excess stain by putting the water or by washing with a slow running tap water. So allow it to dry, air dry, then observe under microscope. So this is the procedure of simple staining. So now, so I'm showing you the video so where you can see the simple staining technique. So take a slide. So mark the slide. So you can mark a center of the slide. So where to prepare a smear. Put it on a staining tray. So we are putting a distilled water, a drop of distilled water at the center of the slide. So with the help of inoculation loop, we are going to take the culture, bacterial culture. So mix the bacterial culture with the water, the sterile water, and spread it over the entire area, marked area. You can even, so out of area also you can mix. Allow the slide to air dry for a few minutes. You can also by moving the slide in the air also you can dry. So then we are heat fixing here by passing the slide over a flame. So it will help in the attachment, closer or a tighter attachment of the bacterial cells onto the slide. Now flood the slide with a excess amount of a simple basic stain. So you can use saffronine, crystal violet, methylene origin, basic persin, anything. So leave it for 1 to 2 minutes. Leave it for 1 to 2 minutes and wash the excess stain with a distilled water or a normal tap water. And air dry it. Air dry. So and observe under microscope. While observing under microscope, you should always start with a low power objective, that is 4x. So where you will see the slide. So then using a fine adjustment, clear the image, move to 10x. 10x objective. So next 40x objective, and then 100x. After 40x, since bacteria are very small, we have to observe under oil immersion or 100x for clear or a bigger size image. So here, while using the oil immersion, you may be knowing that we have to use a cedar wood oil. Then you focus the image. So this is the procedure. So I think you have this is the procedure of simple staining. Now you have watched the video. So I don't think we need to explain once again. So take a clean slide, put a drop of water, take the culture, spread it, allow it to dry, heat fix, flood with a simple stain, anything, crystal violet, saffronin, methylene blue, basic persian, anything. So wash the excess stain and air dry and observe under microscope. This is the method of or a procedure for simple staining. So here, after the simple staining, we can watch the shape of the bacterial cells, whether they are cocci, rod, or spherical. And also you can see the arrangement, whether they are arranged in bunches, in tetrad, or in chains. So like this, we can measure, you can see, and also you can measure the size of the bacterial cells if required. So you can see the, after the simple staining, you can see this is the actual visuals of when you see through the microscope. Next one is negative staining. So it is a simple staining technique, so in which the background is stained, whereas the bacterial cells are not stained. So against a dark background, you will see the bright colored bacterial cells. Here also you can see the shape of the bacterial cell, arrangement of the bacterial cells. So, and if you require, you can also measure the sizes. So here, you have to give importance to the stain. So here we use negative stain. So because the bacterial, we are not staining the bacterial cell wall. If you want to stain the bacterial cell wall, we have to use the positively charged or cationic stain or basic stain. But here we are staining the background. So whatever the stain you use, you should not attach to the bacterial cell. Therefore, we are using the negative stains, so which will reflect or which will repel the cell wall. So it will not attach because bacterial cell wall is also negatively charged. Your dye is also negatively charged. So it will repel and only background is colored. And it is a very simple method of staining. Negative staining is a very simple method of staining. So here the acidic dye with a negatively charged chromosome will not penetrate the cell due to the repulsion with the negatively charged bacterial cell phase. As a result, the bacterial cells remain unstained but easily discernible against the colored background or a dark background. So it is called as a negative staining or indirect staining. And this method is usually employed for those bacterial cells which are heat sensitive, where it cannot be heated, it cannot be heat fixed. Since no heat is used here. So this negative staining is very simple. So the procedure goes like this. You take a clean slide, wash it, air dry. So if there is no, if you want, you can label it. So take a loop pull of or excess 1 or 2 or even 5 loop pull of the negative stain. Here we use Indian ink or a nigrosin. Nigrosin is most commonly used in negative staining. So next, you take a loop pull of bacterial culture. If it is a liquid broth culture, 24-hour broth culture, it is good. Otherwise, also you can take from a bacterial culture from a petri plate. So mix it with the dye. Then take another slide. Just hold it in front of the stain, which is mixed with the bacterial culture. Allow it to spread across the slide. Allow it to spread. Then just move the slide. So along with this slide, the color also will move. So then you can put a cover slip and observe under microscope. This is a simple method of staining, negative staining. So this is a video showing you how we can do the negative staining. So take a clean slide. Put a drop of Indian ink or a Negrosin. Take a bacterial culture with the help of a sterile lobe. Mix with a Negrosin. Take another slide. So allow it to spread here, you can see, and just move it and spread it. Allow it to dry. So when you observe under microscope, so you will see a bright colored bacterial cell against a dark background. So this is the negative staining or indirect staining. Another method of staining is, after simple staining, differential staining. So differential staining here we use 2 or more stains of different color, 2 or more stains of contrasting color, like we use red or blue, or any other thing which are contrasting, or blue or red, or you can use, or you can also use green and red. You can also use green and red or blue and red. Any 2 contrasting colors usually we use. So in differential staining, so we use 2 or more stains and allow the cells to be categorized into various groups. So both the techniques here, this technique allow the observation of cell morphology. So similar to the simple staining, here also you can clearly see the morphology and shape of the cell, even arrangement of the cells. Apart from this, you can also differentiate bacterial cells into different groups. Like we can differentiate gram bacteria like gram positive and gram negative bacteria based on their cell wall characteristics. So gram staining was established, or it was designed by a Christian Gram, so in 1884, to differentiate bacteria based on morphology into gram positive and gram negative. So here, the gram staining is also very simple. The procedure, whatever you followed in the simple staining, holds good. Here also you need to take a slide. So here also you need to take a slide. So you have to clean the slide, label it. So put a drop of water, take a culture, a lupul of culture, smear, make a smear, air dry, heat fix. So after heat fixing, so first stain you have to do is crystal violet. Flood this slide with a crystal violet, leave it for 1 minute. So wash it with the water, then flood with the iodine. Flood with the iodine. So leave it for 1 minute. So next, wash the excess iodine with water, then flood or dip it in a decolorizing water. Decolorizing agent. So or flood the stain with a decolorizing agent. So until whatever the color is there, until the color comes out. So afterward, immediately wash with the water and counter stain with the second stain. So counter stain with a contrasting color, saffronine. So leave it for 2 minutes. So wash it with the water. So air dry and observe under microscope. So here, so the decolorizing agent, what we use is 95% ethanol. 95% ethanol is the decolorizing agent we use. So this is the video which is showing the procedure of gram staining. Take a slide, put a drop of water, take a bacterial culture, make a smear. So make a smear, air dry, heat fixing. Flood with crystal violet, leave it for 1 minute, wash it with the water, flood with the iodine, Leave it for 1 minute. Wash with water. So flood with the 95% ethanol decolorizer. Leave it for 1 minute. Stain with a safranin. Stain it with a safranin. Leave it for 2 minutes and wash with water. You can blot to remove the water or air dry. Afterwards, you can observe under the microscope. So after the gram staining, so the gram-positive bacteria will look violet. It has taken a crystal violet color. It looks violet or blue in color. Whereas gram-negative bacteria will look reddish or purple in color. So what is the background? Why this will take a first color, that is crystal violet, and why this will take the second color? Because it all depends on the composition of the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. So you have studied in prokaryotic cell structure and function, the cell wall contents of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. You know that gram-negative bacteria contains more of fat. So what will happen is, so when you first put the crystal violet, first color, both the bacteria will take the crystal violet color and look blue in color. When you put iodine, again iodine crystal violet complex will form, so which is bigger than a crystal violet itself. So still, when you observe under microscope after iodine treatment, both the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria look blue in color. So once you put the decolorizer, so once you put the ethanol, what will happen? This fat layer will dissolve. So this gram-negative bacteria doesn't have much fat. So while gram-negative bacteria has more fat, so the dissolved fat, while coming out, it makes a pores in the cell wall. It makes the holes in the cell wall, so which will remove the stain, which will remove the crystal violet iodine complex from the cell wall. So after treating with the decolorizer, the gram-negative bacteria loses the color and looks colorless. It looks colorless. Whereas gram-positive bacteria, it doesn't have much fat. So the pores formed are very small. So these small pores cannot remove the crystal violet iodine complex. So it retains the crystal violet stain and it looks blue in color. So when you counter stain with a safranin, so since the gram-negative bacteria has lost the stain, it is receptive for another stain. So it will take the counter stain safranin and looks purple in color. Whereas the gram-positive bacteria, which is already saturated with the crystal violet, it will not take the another stain. So it looks blue in color, blue or violet in color. So whereas gram-negative bacteria taking the second color will look purple or red in color. So this is the procedure of gram staining. So this procedure we have already seen. I'll once again take a slide, make a smear of bacterial culture, heat fix. So stain with a crystal violet, leave it for 1 minute. So then wash with a tap water, flood with a gram iodine. So leave it for 1 minute, wash with the excess water, then flood with a decolorizer, wash with the water, flood with the counter stain, that is safranin, leave it for 2 minutes and wash with water, air dry and observe under microscope. So here we can see some of the examples of gram staining. So this is a cockeye-shaped Staphylococcus species, so which is gram negative. For gram reaction, gram negative. Similarly, this is a Bacillus species, which is this is gram positive, sorry. So here Staphylococcus is gram positive because it is violet in color. Bacillus is gram positive because it is violet in color. Even these Saccharomyces species, yeast cells, these are also gram positive in nature. And Escherichia coli, so it is gram negative. So and it is a mixture of Staphylococcus and Escherichia coli, which we can differentiate. This is a mixture of two bacterial culture. This is Staphylococcus, which is gram positive, and E. coli, which is negatively charged. So next one, we will study about acid for staining. So before going about the procedure of acid fast staining, so we'll understand what is acid fast. So acid fast means some bacterial species belongs to Mycobacterium species. So they contain the waxy layer on the cell wall. They have a deposition of waxy layer on their cell walls. So because of this waxy layer presence, to staining these bacterial cells is very difficult. Staining of these bacterial cells is very difficult. So even if you are successful by heating or something, if you are successful in staining these bacterial cell walls, so by heating, we will make the bacterial stains to enter into the cell wall and stain it. And once these bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, example, and Mycobacterium leprae, if we can able to stain them, so it is very difficult to remove the stain, like whatever I have told in gram staining. So if you flood with the 95% alcohol, so they will wash out the stain. Okay, wash out the stain. So unlike that, even if you treat with the strong acid, even if you treat with the solvent like ethanol or isopropyl alcohol, you cannot remove the stain. So they will pass the acid solvent test. So even acid cannot remove the stains. Therefore, these type of cultures or bacteria are called as acid fast stain. So once you stain them, so you cannot remove either with the acid and alcohol. So they are called as a acid fast. So those bacteria where the stain can be easily removed, they are called as non-acid fast. Normal bacteria, apart from Mycobacterium species, so where the stain can be easily removed by acid and other solvents like ethanol and isopropyl alcohol, they are called as non-acid fast. And there is a method. It is not simple to, by simple staining, we cannot stain these acid fast culture. So there is a procedure for staining the bacteria for acid fast staining. So here also this is a differential staining. So where we can differentiate organism into whether they are acid fast or non-acid fast. And here also we use two stains which are contrast in color. So the procedure of acid fast staining goes like this. So prepare a smear of microorganism on a clean slide. So allow the smear to air dry, then heat fix by passing on a flame. So next you have to place the slide over a steam bath. Steam bath, because you have to heat it here. You have to heat here. Otherwise, so it will not take the stain. As I said, so you need to heat the slide and then you have to put the stain here. So place the slide over a steam bath and flood the smear with a strong carbamazepine, which is red in color, carbamazepine, and keep it for 5 minutes. So here keeping this slide on a hot water bath, which is below the water will be boiling. There will be steam coming out, keeping the slide hot at the same time wet. So here the caution is do not allow the stain to dry. Since so here I was telling you, there is some caution. You should not allow stain to dry. You should keep on replenishing the stain on the hot water bath. So as and when needed. So you should not allow it to dry. So like this, you keep on flooding for 5 minutes with a carbamazepine. So take out the slide, cool them. So after cooling, wash it with the tap water and decolorize with a acid alcohol. You decolorize with either acid or alcohol till the effluent runs almost clear. Till this all stain is gone and there will be a clear solvent which is coming out. So afterward, so again wash the slide with a tap water. So after decolorizing, wash with the water, count the stain. With the second stain, there is methylene blue. Earlier we have used acid fluorescein. So now we use with a methylene blue for 2 minutes. Then wash with tap water, air dry, and observe under microscope. So when you observe under microscope, so here we have used carbamazepine. Sorry, not acid fluorescein, carbamazepine first. So the acid fast strains, so which will not remove the stains, which can pass acid fast. So they look reddish in color by taking a carbol purchase. So non-acid fast strains, so they look blue in color by taking a methylene blue. So this is the procedure of acid fast staining. So here you can see how we have to stain on a water bath. So after preparing a smear, so you have to take a water bath and a stand for putting the slide. So the smear slide, so after the slide you have to put one blotting paper. So you have to put a blotting paper on this blotting paper. On this blotting paper, you have to keep on pouring the carbol purchase. So you should not allow it to dry. So because there is a heat coming up, it will dry. So whenever it start drying, you have to keep on pouring the carbol purchase. Okay. So now you also seen how we are putting a slide on a hot water bath and continuously flooding with a stain. So we are not allowing it to dry. So next, another similar method of staining is endospore staining. So similar to the mycobacterium, which are having a waxy layer which is difficult to stain. So even the endospore also will not take easily the stain. So staining endospore also require heating on a steam bath similar to the acid fast staining, whatever you have seen. So endospores strongly resist the application of simple dyes, but once stained, they are quite resistant for decolorization. Similar to the acid fast, here also once the endospores are stained, it is very difficult to remove. So simple stains are used. The body of the bacillus is deeply colored, whereas the spore is unstained and appears clear in the organism. By vigorous staining procedure, the dye can be introduced into the substance of the spore, like that is by heating. So contrasting counter stain is usually applied in the ordinary fashion. Initial stain taken up by the endospore and the second stain is taken up by the cytoplasm. So when I explain the procedure, you will understand. Here, so initially we will prepare a bacterial smear. So we will prepare a bacterial smear. We will heat up this on a steam. We will put a blotting paper over that. We will stain with a malachite green. Here we will use malachite green for staining the endospore. Please remember, for endospore staining, we use malachite green. Malachite. So the procedure goes like this. Prepare a smear of microorganism on a slide. Allow it to air dry, heat fix. Then place the slide on a steam bath. Flood with a malachite green. So on the steam bath, on the slide, you have to keep a blotting paper. Flood with the malachite green. So and allow it on a steam bath for 3 to 5 minutes. So replenish this smear with the malachite green dye. If it is evaporating, do not allow it to boil and also do not allow it to dry. So here you remember, do not allow it to stain to boil or dry. Next, allow the slide to after 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, allow the slide to take out from the steam bath. Allow it to cool. Wash it with the tap water. So and remove the excess stain. Remove the excess stain. So then decolorize. The decolorization step is not given here. Decolorize by flooding with the decolorizer, 95% ethanol for a few minutes. So then wash it with water. Then counter stain with the safranine. Counter stain with the safranine for 2 minutes. So then wash the excess stain with the water, air dry and observe under microscope. When you observe under microscope, if there are endospores, you can see them green in color because they have taken a malachite green. And the vegetative cells appear pink or reddish in color because they have taken a safranine. So this is the endospore staining. So in methods of staining, simple staining, negative staining and differential staining, gram staining is important. So you need not have to worry much about the acid fast staining and endospore staining, but you should remember this is a simple technique. So they may ask in question, but in limited exams it is asked. So same endospore staining. So capsular staining. So another method you should know is capsule staining. So it is also here also we use two stains, and in capsular staining it is a very delicate technique because here we will not be heating, because if you heat, so capsule will be evaporated. Capsule is a polysaccharide or a gum-like gelatinous substance. So it is a capsule. It's a well-organized gelatinous layer that is secreted by the cells around it, and it is adhering to the cell wall. And capsule is not common to all organisms. So only those organisms which are capable of causing some diseases, usually are virulent strains, usually are capable of producing the capsule. And capsule, as you know, it protects the bacteria against phagocytic activity of the white blood cells. It also helps in the penetration of antibiotics. It reduces the active concentration which is penetrating through the capsules. So thereby protects it against the antibiotics. So it, as I said, it also serves as a barrier against the antimicrobials, preventing it from entering the cell. And most capsules are polysaccharide. For example, Streptococcus pneumoniae. So pneumonia causing bacteria which produces exopolysaccharide, which is made up of either glycoproteins or polypeptides. And since capsule will not take the stain, it will not take any stain. So here we have to do the background staining, which is negative stain. Here we follow negative staining. Here we do two types of staining. One is we do the simple staining for the bacterial cell, and against the background we do the negative staining. So there will be in center, bacterial cell will be stained with one color and background is colored. In middle, the capsule will be colorless. You will see it as a colorless circle. So since capsule fails to retain standard dyes, it can't be stained by simple staining procedure or even with a gram stain, but it can be visualized indirectly using a negative staining technique. A basic dye is used to stain the bacterial cell first, like methylene blue or a crystal violet. Then acidic dye is used to color the background where the capsule appears as a clear halo zone. The procedure is the capsule staining procedure. Prepare a smear of the encapsulated microorganism. After preparing, you should not heat fix because otherwise the capsule will evaporate. So you should only prepare the smear. So don't heat fix. Stain with a safranin for 5 to 6 minutes. Stain with a 5 to 6 minutes because the penetration of stain is very slow. It has to pass through the capsule into the cell wall. So stain it for 5 to 6 minutes. Wash with the tap water. So very slowly, you have to wash the excess stain very slowly with the tap water. Next, put a drop of nigrosin. Put a drop of nigrosin and spread it. Spread it one end to another end. So allow it to air dry. Allow it to and observe under microscope. When you observe under microscope, see here. So this is a crystal violet stained with a bacterial cell wall. And this is capsule. It has not taken any stain and background stayed with a nigrosin. So here cell wall is stained, background is stained. So this is the capsule. So with Indian ink or nigrosin, and this is a Cryptococcus yeast, which is stained like this. Flagellar staining. So flagellar staining as also stain, but I will not be explaining the procedure. It's not required. So in the dyes and stains, this is what I wanted to cover. So this will complete this dyes and stain topic. Thank you.